What's up guys, today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should buy the Asus Zenfone 8 for going into 2022. This is an awesome compact flagship coming in at around $650. The price has dropped from when I bought it almost close to 800 bucks. So this is an extremely good phone, and my first favorite thing about this phone is the display. So this thing has an awesome display, a super AMOLED 120 Hz display, HDR10 plus. It gets a peak brightness of 1100 nits, so it's really bright for outdoor use. It's also a 5.9-inch display, which is extremely important because most phones, flagship phones with these kind of specs, are usually going to be around 6.8 inches to 6.5 inches. So being, under 6 inches, it is really nice size for people with smaller hands, that you don't want something too small, but you also don't want something too big. I think this is an excellent size. It's also a 1080p resolution, 446 for the PPI, and it's a Gorilla Glass Victus as well, so just high quality glass. Little punch hole on the left hand side, so just beautiful colors, very deep blacks on here, and just a very color accurate and super smooth silky display. So I really do love the display on here. Just to touch on the again size of this phone, because that's really the most important thing. It's an aluminum frame design. It's also a glass back on here, IP68 dust and water resistant, so it has a really nice feel to the phone. So like I said, overall extremely impressive feel and display size with this phone. Alright, this is going to be performance on this guy. So it does have the Snapdragon 888 Adreno 660, and man, is this phone buttery smooth, guys. I mean, everything about the experience with this phone, even the Zen UI on here is pretty nice. It's not as heavy as the skin as One UI or MIUI, so I really do like that. And yeah, it was just buttery smooth with that 120 hertz. No problems with multitasking or anything. You have 128 gigs of internal storage and 6 or 8 gigs of RAM. Unfortunately, there's no SD card support, but again, I'm very light on storage, so it wasn't a big deal. If you guys checked out my gaming test, this phone just blows through any type of game. And like I said, the screen size is really comfortable for me to game on, so performance wise it's just awesome on this phone. You can play at high settings no problem. Alright, so next would definitely be the cameras on here. This phone does have a 64 megapixel standard and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. It also has 8K video at 24 frames, which is absolutely nuts. And you also have 12 megapixel selfie cam that shoots in 4K 30. The images are pretty much what you would expect from a flagship phone. You're getting some really great quality images here, very nicely detailed. Also, the ultra wide is very close in color to the main lens, and also dynamic range is good on here. There's really nothing to complain about. You're just getting some solid photos. The selfie cam is really good as well too. Video overall is pretty solid on here, so I was pretty impressed with the stills on here. I actually did pretty decent in low light as well, so I think Asus definitely has stepped their camera game up a lot this year. Alright, so number 4 would definitely be the bells and whistles with this phone. So this phone does have NFC. Like I said, it's got IP68 dust and water resistant. The fingerprint scanner is actually extremely fast, very accurate, which is something that I really love. And also you do have 30-watt fast charging on here with reverse charging as well. So it has a lot of the little flagship bells and whistles that you would come to know and love. But the best thing about this phone feature wise is that it actually has a headphone jack. So it does have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which is awesome. You really don't see that in a lot of phones, especially a lot of flagship phones, especially with a Snapdragon 888. So you might see it with some older phones, but to have a newer phone with a headphone jack, that is very rare. So if you're a fan of the headphone jack, this does have it, and it's very awesome. Now, believe it or not, the speakers on this phone are absolutely incredible. It does have stereo speakers on here, and I'll go ahead and let you hear them. They're extremely loud, super crispy, just awesome sounding stereo speakers. Oh my, what? Wow. Yo, the bass on this is crazy. The bass clarity on here, oh, that's nuts. Yo, that has to be some of the clearest bass that I've heard. It's almost like the ROG speakers. It has that same clarity, but it's not front facing. So I wonder what they did to get it to do that. It's got to be some type of software. Man, that's crazy. Yo, this thing is like so loud. Like, And you know what? It's this one right here. This one has above average quality when it comes to the bass. Like overall, the overall sound with this speaker. Because you know how this speaker would pretty much do all the work. This one right here is putting out a good, decent, sound. A good full sound. So that is pretty much it. Those are my 5 things I love about this phone. I guess the only sort of downside with this phone would be battery life is really still not all that great. I think it's because it has the 120 hertz on here for such a smaller size battery at 4,000 milliamps. You can average around like 4 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time. Again, not super impressive. But other than that, it's really just a crazy good smartphone, especially now that the price got cut. It's just an awesome deal to me for anybody looking for a compact flagship. So what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.